Hello, everybody. First, just a quick congratulations to Boris for losing all that weight. I think it's about 50 pounds, and probably about 60 pounds of it is fat. Just think about it, everybody. I mean, just look at his face. Most of that is inflammation. And if his face looked like that, think about what the rest of his organs must have looked like. So it's not just about how you look. It's also about all the benefit that you're getting health-wise as you continue to heal your organs and make your body feel better, your vitality, your energy, everything gets upped. I want to move on to this New York Times article because I don't have a lot of time to spend on it, just too much information, but I want to give you a quick glimpse. I want you to recognize, once again, New York Times chooses to write about a health sort of fad, if you will, but the difference is that we know that this health fad has legitimate benefits, true legitimate benefits, cold plunges, things like cryotherapy, but especially spending extra time in the cold. So who has popularized this? Guys like Wim Hof. There are people that are in the know in the health community that have known about this for many, many years. And you guys remember me doing YouTube videos literally back 4 years ago talking about cold plunges. And on my 40th birthday, you saw me taking an ice bath. So this is something I've been practicing for a long time. Now, why do I bring this up? What's the deal with the New York Times again? Well, first, let me speak about the legitimacy of the article. The legitimacy of it is nothing that we didn't already know, and it doesn't just occur in ice baths. It occurs with many things, including some of the supplements you take. So, in general, things that have an anti-inflammatory property, you're hindering your body's ability to sort of naturally repair itself. And there's an argument, it's not proven yet, but there's an argument that you may be hampering your body's ability to rebuild itself by basically adding in this cold or these supplements and not letting the body do what it normally does to rebuild, and therefore that could map onto not a lot of muscle growth. You could be hampering the natural progression. Now, I could talk about this a separate time, but this isn't proven. And even if it is the truth, I want you to remember something. The amount of muscle you're able to actually put on your body, if you're 35 or older as a male, and certainly as a female, it's even harder. If you could put on 1 pound of muscle a year, that's a lot. I mean, think about it. If you're 35, and by the time you get to 55, if you're, 200-pound man, and now you get to 220, I mean, that's a lot of muscle to put on. You'd be looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, and that's 1 pound of muscle a year. The average person is just fighting to hold on to muscle. What's the more important thing to think about is strength, and strength is nervous system. And here we can make the argument that if we do things like cold plunges and supplement at the right time, we can actually enhance our body's ability to recover, and therefore we could work out and train more often. Train, not just work out, but train. Train meaning we move our bodies to get stronger, we program the nervous system to move properly, and that's what builds strength. And strength, as we get older, we know that people who are stronger are healthier. We know that for an absolute fact. Stronger equals healthier. Has nothing to do with muscle mass. That I'm going to say it again. The research speaks specifically about strength. Now, let's put that aside and let's get back to the cold plunge and New York Times. New York Times is choosing to criticize, again, a legitimate way to get healthier in many ways. I talked about the benefits of mitochondria, doing cold plunges. I talked about the benefits of anti-inflammatory, of immune system, all these things. So instead of them doing an article, which is a real problem, of people taking things like NSAIDs, like things like Advil, anything ibuprofen-based for multiple days on end, forever, I have clients who don't stop taking NSAIDs until I say to them, what are you doing? Do you have any idea what you're doing to your body? Do you know the peptic ulcers that you're causing in your stomach? Do you know what you're doing to your gut? Do you know what you're doing to your heart? Do you know what you're doing to your kidneys? The answer is always no, they don't know. But if you look on the bottle, it will say that you shouldn't take that medicine for extended periods of time. Oh, how about an article on that, New York Times? How about an article on the abuse that people use in order to get their bodies non-inflamed? Ice baths are a great way to get uninflamed, to reduce inflammation. And remember something, Cortisol, which everybody talks about as if it's the demon, cortisol is the most powerful anti-inflammatory your body makes. The problem is if cortisol is always high, what is it telling you about your body? Your body's telling you that you're constantly inflamed. That's the story, right? So if you're constantly inflamed, your body's going to send cortisol through the roof into your body in order to deal with that inflammation. How about other ways to deal with it? Well, we've talked about other ways to deal with it. So certain supplements at certain times, ice plunges at certain times. Again, it's all about timing. You wouldn't wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go do a heavy weight training workout and then go back to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's not optimal timing. Your body's doing something very different hormonally during that time of night. So similarly, it's about when to supplement certain things, when to use certain strategies, all of which I go into in great detail with people that I coach UTC with as we get rid of the elephants in the room, things like your type 2 diabetes, things like your leaky gut, meaning like fixing your intestines, fixing things that you're reacting to. We start getting into more detailed stuff about things like this, about how and when to supplement and whatnot. The information's been out there, but it ticks me off once again when companies like New York Times chooses to take something like this and instead of talking about what's really going on, instead they take people who millions of people are doing things that are trying to be healthy, and they make you go, how do I turn this into clickbait? Oh, let me tell people that there's a problem with these ice plunges so that people read my dying newspaper. Let me tell you, everybody, get with the science, practice what you preach, get into what I'm telling you to do, see it for yourself, and you'll see firsthand that the benefits of doing things like cold showers, cold plunges, getting into the sauna. Guys, next time you see me sick in the gym, just point right in my face and go, look, you're sick. I'm not talking about not being in the gym. I'm talking about being sick or missing a workout. It hasn't been that way for over a decade. And there's a reason for that. It's not because I haven't been under an insane amount of stress, an insane amount of shit going on in my life, working 7 days a week on my feet all the time. No, it's because I do all the other stuff right. All right. Sorry for the rant, everybody, but it's just the truth. See you later.